Mortal Kombat, a franchise that has redefined the fighting game genre, has captivated gamers worldwide for decades, pushing the boundaries of graphic violence, intricate fighting mechanics, and compelling narratives.
Since its inception in 1992, Mortal Kombat has become a cultural phenomenon renowned for its brutal and visceral gameplay. With a diverse roster of fighters, each boasting unique skills, devastating fatalities, and awe-inspiring special moves, the series has captivated the hearts of both casual players and competitive gamers alike.
But Mortal Kombat is more than just a fighting game. It's a living, breathing universe with a deep lore that intertwines martial arts, supernatural realms, and complex relationships between its characters.
Unfortunately, while famous Mortal Kombat characters like Scorpion and Sub-Zero have unique, interesting, and well-detailed attires that fit them, there are some that are just very out there and either don't match the character or just very impractical in general.
With the release of Mortal Kombat 1 this year, with now its third timeline of events for the series, we hope there are no more abominations like these.
Now, keep in mind that these are our personal opinions and rankings of how we feel on certain costumes and the way that they are being presented in these games.
If you have a disagreement on a certain ranking, please feel free to leave us a comment. Just remember to be respectful to the other commenters as well.
With that out of the way, today we embark on a perilous journey through the realms of questionable taste as we present to you our ranking of the top 25 worst Mortal Kombat attires.
From fashion disasters to design nightmares, we'll leave no stone unturned as we dissect these sartorial catastrophes.
But first things first, let's get this dishonorable mention out of the way. Tanya, Mortal Kombat 1, 2023. A devotee to Shinnok, a traitor to Edenia, a warrior priestess of the Umgadi, Tanya has donned many faces since she first debuted in Mortal Kombat 4 in 1997, but she's always been known as a woman well-versed in magic, diplomacy, and two-timing others for her own means. She's back in Mortal Kombat 1 as a playable character, serving the Edenian royal family as their protector, and possibly having feelings for Mileena despite her vow of chastity and piety. Her main attire in this game is fine. Dark yellow and charcoal gray colors in a style that harkens back to the Egyptian-esque aesthetic she had in Mortal Kombat 10. Her alternate costume is... not. Outside of the silver bracelets and belt that could be from her Umgadi garb, she wears lime green and pink modern clothes that would be more suited for partying in Earthrealm, and also make me think of that strawberry kiwi Trix yogurt. Her hair is also in two ponytails, and while it's guaranteed to keep it out of her face for brawling, it just looks too girlish for her character. And while it's folded up, probably for easy transport, the way Tanya holds her staff when she's not moving looks like a bat. Almost like this outfit was meant to be a Suicide Squad Harley Quinn cosplay, perhaps? Then again, I could be reading too much into it. For all I know, I had Harley Quinn on the brain when I wrote this. When I first saw her in a Fatality compilation video, I honestly thought it was Jackie Briggs, until Tanya's name showed up in the corner. It's bad enough when your clothes are a complete 180 from who you are, but when you make me mix you up with another character, well, you have me asking Brian to put you up as a last-minute combatant in this list. I hope you're happy, Tanya.
Ashura, Mortal Kombat Deception. Ashura herself ain't a bad character, all things considered. She definitely has a unique concept. And yeah, her primary attire is iconic itself and made her a very popular female character in Mortal Kombat Deception. That being said, for her first appearance, it did raise a lot of eyebrows. You guys can say a female Raiden, but all I see is a soon-to-be bride trying to find her lost lover. Ashura is portrayed as a demon hunter in the Mortal Kombat series, and her attire in Deception appears to deviate from this lore. She's depicted wearing a revealing outfit that includes a midriff-bearing top, thigh-high boots, and a short skirt. This attire doesn't align with the practical and functional clothing one might expect a demon hunter to wear. Inconsistencies like this can disrupt the immersion and believability of a character's backstory. At least, Mortal Kombat 1 kinda kept the white dress aesthetic, but made her more into a badass, and at least it didn't keep that headpiece.
Tournament Mileena, Mortal Kombat X. Mileena's previous appearances showcase her savage beauty with her ironic facial features and distinct outfits, but the tournament skin fails to capture that essence. It's just underwhelming. The tournament Mileena skin feels rushed and lacks the on-point design that we are usually associated with in the Mortal Kombat games. It's just like they put no effort into it. And what about her mask? It's the original design. The mask emphasizes an element of mystery, but in this skin, it's just a plain piece of cloth. It doesn't evoke the same impact as it does in usual masks. As it stands, the tournament skin is basically a recolor of the skin as well, with the only difference being a different hairstyle. Definitely a wasted opportunity for such a dynamic character.
Quan Chi Alternate, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now, yes, we understand that this is supposed to be a callback to his skin in Mortal Kombat 4, but currently for us, it felt as if it was very poorly designed for this specific game. Firstly, the color palette of this outfit is predominantly black, which is fine, but the bright green accents clash with the dark tone. It's an odd combination that doesn't feel cohesive or visually pleasing. The overall design seems rather generic and uninspiring. Quan Chi is known for his dark, mysterious, and mystical persona, but this outfit doesn't reflect that. It lacks the unique elements that make him stand out. Quan Chi is a sorcerer with a sinister aura. His outfit should reflect that dark, magical, otherworldly presence. The alternate outfit just misses the mark.
Dairyu's alternate, Mortal Kombat Deception. Dairyu is supposed to be a mercenary. He's supposed to try and blend in with his environment and be as stealthy as he can. So why does he stand out? His original costume reflected his background as an outworld mercenary perfectly. It had that rugged and practical look, emphasizing his nomadic lifestyle. Then they flipped it for this. They opted for this overly elaborate armored outfit that looked more medieval knight than assassin or warrior. It felt out of place for his character. The new design seemed more focused on aesthetics rather than staying true to his personality and backstory. Not only that, but the color scheme is off. In his original design, Dairyu spotted darker colors that conveyed the sense of mystery and darkness. It perfectly suited his role as an enigmatic mercenary. However, in his alternate costume, they went with this vibrant and contrasting color palette that clashed with his overall persona. Not really a good look. It's important for the character's designs to evolve, but that should have been done thoughtfully, maintaining the core essence of the character. Unfortunately, Dairyu's alternate attire in Mortal Kombat Deception missed the mark in that regard.
Outcast Aaron Black, Mortal Kombat 10. So, how is this for an idea for a character? A former Black Dragon member turned into a cowboy mercenary representing Outworld. How unique does that sound? Now take all of that and make him a stripper. Wait, what? Okay, Brian, you wrote the script. Anyway, while some may argue that this alternate attire reflects his cowboy-inspired persona, we can't overlook the flaws that make it one of the worst Mortal Kombat outfits ever designed. I'm sorry, but would you ever think that someone that is supposed to be menacing in his cowboy mercenary outfit would turn into a male stripper that you could find on Craigslist? For being a cowboy, this outfit does not suit him in any way and makes Black less of a serious character. His primary costume portrays him as more of a serious badass, for fuck's sake. Thank God he went back to his regular cowboy-esque persona in Mortal Kombat 11 and put on some better clothes. Arthur Morgan looking ass. Then again, I bet you there's one fangirl watching this who would be willing to throw him a dollar bill at the strip club. There always is. Oh shit, my mic is still on. Moving on.
Nightwolf, alternate. Mortal Kombat Deception. Nightwolf, the proud American warrior, has always been associated with strength and spiritual power. Nightwolf's alternative outfit, however, lacks the creativity or originality that the character deserves. It feels like a generic Native American inspired costume you would find in any party store. It doesn't have the same impact or authenticity as his previous attires. His alternate costume seems disconnected from his character and backstory. It doesn't effectively convey his spiritual connection or his role as a protector. The outfit design fails to align with Nightwolf's identity, leaving the fans feeling disconnected from the character they once loved. The only thing that is kinda cool about him now is his mohawk. But even then, it doesn't fit Nightwolf's as a character. Even if you include the backstory for his alternate attire in Mortal Kombat Deception.
Bo-Rachel. Bo-Rachel, the comic relief fighter introduced in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Bo-Rachel was renowned for the master of the drunken fist style, and renowned for his ability to fart and puke on command, is known for his surprisingly exceptional combat skills and unorthodox fighting techniques. Unfortunately, his alternate costume in Deadly Alliance fails to evoke any sense of intimidation. Instead, it gives the impression of a whimsical party costume undermining the character's martial prowess. Ah yes, let's give the generic fat man in a fighting game a costume that shows off more of his fat. Bo-Rachel's Deadly Alliance outfit strays too far from tradition. This costume's exaggerated design and flamboyant elements compromise the credibility of his martial arts prowess, making it difficult for players to take him seriously as a formidable combatant. Not that it was easy to take him seriously to begin with. Classic Reptile, Mortal Kombat X. As the name suggests, you would assume that this attire from Mortal Kombat X would show him as the human version of his character from Mortal Kombat 1. I mean, it would make sense. It says classic as the costume name, so it would be cool to see him in his classic form. So when we see that in Mortal Kombat X, he has his classic outfit mixed with his reptilian figure, it does not look right at all, especially that split mask that acts like his mouth as well. Mortal Kombat X was a chance to reimagine Reptile's alternate appearance, updating it to match the modern standards of character design within the series. However, by sticking with his reptilian skin coupled his entire classic attire, it just creates a really dull costume.
Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. When you hear the name Kung Lao, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Because for me, it's definitely his bladed hat. Like that's his main character trait. That's his main characteristic that makes him stand out from everybody else. And now look at his design from Deadly Alliance. You notice anything missing? His fucking hat! In Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, after the death of Liu Kang, Kung Lao, enraged, abandoned his Shaolin beliefs and vowed revenge against the sorcerer. While the story itself is quite interesting and filled with excitement, Kung Lao's primary attire underwent some serious changes compared to his previous appearances that expressed mixed reactions with his new design. In previous games, Kung Lao had a distinct charm. He had that wide-brimmed bladed hat, which I see as his main draw and the main thing that makes him stand out from everybody else. He had the sleeveless vest, the loose pants that perfectly represented his martial arts background. And then they just totally changed it in Deadly Alliance, and it doesn't even look like the same guy. Like, it's disappointing to see that iconic look discarded. His new attire lacks uniqueness. In a game series filled with visually striking characters, Kung Lao's outfit just blends in, and it's forgettable and doesn't make him stand out in any way. Maybe the designers are trying to reinvent Kung Lao's image and give him a fresh look, but in doing so, they kind of lost sight of what made the character special in the first place. Thankfully, his alternate attire matches up with his classic look, so we would suggest playing with that attire.
Cobra. Mortal Kombat Deception. Oh hey, I didn't know they added Ken Masters from Street Fighter as a cameo fighter for Deception. Oh wait, never mind. That ain't Ken. Cobra in Mortal Kombat Deception fails to bring anything new or exciting to the table. Yippee. Even if you take away the comparisons to Ken from Street Fighter, it just looks like a mashup of a generic biker attire, which is not really fun anyway. The lack of originality leaves us wanting more from the character, who could have had a unique design. Honestly, this could just look like any guy that you would pick up off the street and say, hey, here, fight for your life in this tournament. And speaking of Cobra,
Cobra's alternate outfit from Mortal Kombat Deception. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't have much to say about this guy. Like, the first time I saw him, I genuinely thought it was just Ken from Street Fighter wearing white. There's really not much to say about this attire. The only thing I could say is that it's different from his primary costume, and that's not saying much. The only difference is that he's wearing a hoodie and pretending to be much cooler than he really is. At least in Mortal Kombat Snowblind, like, Cobra actually looks kind of cool, but it still just looks like he's trying to copy an existing character. This time being Terry Bogard, Fatal Fury. Let's just hope that Cobra does return to Mortal Kombat games at some point, and he actually has his own unique look and his own unique character.
Shang Tsung, Mortal Kombat 3. So Shang Tsung, the sorcerer known for stealing the souls of those who lose to him in combat, and the final boss in the first Mortal Kombat game, decides that this time around he should be wearing yellow tights, a revealing women's swimsuit over it, and put his hair in a ponytail while donning Road Warriors-esque face paint around his eyes. Yes, you heard that right. This costume looks like it belongs at a rave party, rather than a brutal fighting tournament. It's garish and lacks the sinister elegance we've come to associate with Shang Tsung. And speaking of that, where's the dark menacing vibe that defined Shang Tsung? Mortal Kombat 3 replaced his classic dark and elegant robes with a questionable color scheme that features bright yellows. I mean, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 also featured bright yellow in his clothes, but at least his outfit there looked a lot more dignified, for Elder God's sake. Anyways, these colors fail to capture the sinister essence of the character, making him appear more like a cartoon villain than a feared sorcerer. Come to think of it, he wouldn't look out of place in that Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm cartoon they tried to peddle. Honestly, I could believe it would look a hell of a lot better in the cartoons than that one time they tried to do a live-action stage show with a bunch of acrobats in low-budget cosplays. Yes, that actually happened. Go look it up on YouTube.
Suhao alternate. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Suhao. The one character in Mortal Kombat that even both Ed Boon and John Vogel want to forget. Heck, he was even killed in the first game he debuted in, and in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Suhao would actually die and become a demon void of any character in his own Armageddon ending. And it is safe to say that Suhao is one of those characters that will likely not return. His attire doesn't help things either, especially his alternate attire. Can we just group him under Aaron Black's attire we mentioned earlier as having it look like a male stripper? Seriously, is it any wonder why we can't take Su Hao as a serious competitor? Other than that, his design is just as bland as his character, which is probably why he'll just stick as a just mediocre character in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Shujinko, alternate, Mortal Kombat Deception. Shujinko was introduced as the protagonist of the Mortal Kombat Deception Conquest mode, and we travel through his treacherous adventure throughout the realms in order to find the 6 Kami Dogu in each of the 6 realms. In all honesty, he was a pretty decent character who definitely could have been expanded more throughout the MK universe. That being said, this alternate attire is something very questionable. This attire makes him look like a messy eater with that damn bib on. This is more of a casual skin compared to his primary costume, but he looks more like a cook than a warrior. Maybe we should take over Scorpion for that cooking show back in Deadly Alliance. Other than that, this alternate attire is just very questionable, and it should have honestly been replaced with his younger versions from the Conquest mode. It would have honestly been a nice touch. Thankfully though, his character was somewhat redeemed in Mortal Kombat 1.
Kitana, Mortal Kombat 9. Now, personally, I'm actually a fan of this outfit. Oh, those abs. But as a group, we decided on how the ranking goes. Mortal Kombat 9, or MK 2011 if you so please, serves as kind of a reboot to the series, retelling the events of the first 3 Mortal Kombat games with an altered storyline. Likewise, all of the characters from those games got enhanced visuals and updated looks to them. While some look amazing and hold very well to this day, some are out of the ordinary. Kitana being one of those examples. This would be a general statement for all of the ladies in Mortal Kombat 9, except for one we will address later on. But Kitana is the worst offender in this case. While Mortal Kombat has often been criticized for its portrayal of female characters, Kitana's costume in MK9 takes us to another level. Her outfit becomes more revealing, focusing excessively on her physical attributes more than her martial prowess and regal demeanor. This shift away from her strong and confident image detracts from her character's depth and appeal. With exposed skin and elaborate accessories, it becomes impractical for a fighter to move swiftly and defend effectively, undermining the credibility of her character on the battlefield. But still, those abs, man.
First, alternate. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Frost's original outfit in the Mortal Kombat series was memorable for the representation of her affiliation with the Lin Kuei. In contrast, her alternate costume in Deadly Alliance strips away this distinctive identity, rendering her almost like Elsa from Frozen. Frost's alternate costume introduces unnecessary and impractical design elements, such as flowing robes and intricate jewelry. Hey, Elsa called. She wants her stuff back. Other than that, it just feels too outlandish for a character supposed to be representing a ninja clan with its bright and flashy look. Thankfully, in MK11, they put a unique twist on her and have her be a cyborg. Beep boop. You may not like that, but it is cool that they made her something more than a female Sub-Zero, or a Disney princess for that matter. Let it go, let it go. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Jack's alternate, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Jax is known for his cyber enhancements and powerful robotic arms. However, this alternate costume completely disregards that aspect of omitting any semblance of armor or technology enhancements. Jack's alternate costume looks more like a casual wear, like a plain jeans and t-shirt kind of thing. then something more suitable for life or death battles, like armor, or something to protect himself. Guess not. It just makes Jax look very plain. Unfortunately, this costume fails to capture his presence, making him appear less intimidating than he should be. John Cena called him and he wants his rapper gimmick back.
Sonya, Mortal Kombat 9. Hey, Jax, look, your partner doesn't get better treatment either. This entry ties into the Katana entry at number 11, given that Sonya is a worse offender of this trend at MK9 than all of the other female characters in our opinion. It looks like she went to the Halloween store and bought a sexy army lady costume from Spirit Halloween. Also, if she is supposed to be a part of the Special Forces, I don't think high heels are part of that dress code. It defies logic that a military-trained Special Forces agent like Sonya Blade would willingly wear footwear that inhibits her mobility and puts her at a disadvantage during a fight. Her alternate attire almost fits into this entry as well, but at least she was wearing military boots, damn it. At least she actually looked a bit more convincing in that costume than her primary. I wouldn't blame Johnny Cage for not taking her seriously during the story mode of Mortal Kombat 9. We agree that her primary skin is more egregious and definitely deserves a spot on this list.
Motaro, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Motaro, a centaur-like creature with a horse's lower body and a humanoid upper body, had a challenging design to adapt for Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Unfortunately, the execution falls short of delivering a believable and functional costume. The idea of a half-human, half-horse character is interesting, but the final result is clunky and fails to suspend disbelief. Integrating this centaur-like anatomy with the humanoid upper body proves to be a difficult task, and Armageddon's costume fails to make the two halves blend convincingly. The result is an unnatural and disjointed look that doesn't resonate with fans. We understand that the developers probably had trouble trying to recreate Motaro for Armageddon considering his centaur appearance, but this look for him falls really short of what was a very interesting sub-boss character.
Reptile, Mortal Kombat 4. Reptile, you strike again. This attire started the slow decay of Reptile into becoming a reptilian himself in the original timeline. This primary costume strays too far from this iconic look, losing the essence of the character that fans grew to love. Even if he does keep his ninja garment, we wouldn't even consider him a ninja due to his light green skin. And again, what is it with Reptile's mask and it basically being his mouth? At least his alternate costume has his classic attire and makes him a bit more discreet with the more dark green tone. Let's just hope he doesn't come back on this list.
Darius alternate, Mortal Kombat Deception. This costume for Darius doesn't make any sense for story reasons. Darius is the leader of the resistance in the realm of Cyto, aka Order Realm. Basically, he's the leader of a rebellion in the Mortal Kombat universe. His primary costume seems like a good attire to describe his character, but when you take a look at his alternate costume, you can't even really recognize him. Darius, as a leader of the resistance against the oppressive Order Realm, should exude a sense of strength and authority. However, his alternate costume falls short in conveying this persona. Instead, it appears more like a generic streetwear ensemble, disconnecting it from the character's core essence. At least his costume in the recent Mortal Kombat 1 appears to take inspiration from his primary outfit in Deception, which looks amazing.
Reptile, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Really? Reptile again? Wow, look at you! You are legit a full-blown lizard! God almighty. Despite the reptilian ninja's history of distinctive looks, his outfit in Deadly Alliance fell short of expectations and was widely panned by fans and critics alike. And rightfully so. The character's origin means that his name is Reptile. His origin hadn't disguised as a human, which Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance Reptile couldn't do, so it's not really in line with his origin. And having a lizard head on a human body is exactly how it's a bad design. It looks awful. You look like you should be in Killer Instinct for Elder God's sake. Anyways, we are really glad that Reptile has finally looked the part in MK1, and his new gimmick of actually turning into a reptile really refreshes the character. I can only imagine what certain parts of the internet are gonna do to that. For all I know, an archive of our own, he's probably a really popular character to write fanfiction for. Oh boy. God bless it, I thought I turned off the mic again. Ugh.
Striker for Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Staying in line with outfits that just completely forget what makes the character unique in the first place, Striker is known as a modern-day cop with a no-nonsense, practical, law enforcement-oriented persona, and yet his attire in Mortal Kombat Armageddon seems to deviate significantly from this theme. Instead of, wearing a police uniform or tactical gear, which would make sense considering his character, he wears some weird futuristic high-tech armor ensemble, and he looks kind of ridiculous. It looks like he's trying to act like Batman, which technically happens in the end of Armageddon, but that's besides the point. His alternate attire actually looks really good, and if they just took the head of the alternate attire and switched it to his primary attire, it would probably work pretty well, and we wouldn't have to put him on the list, but his base costume just looks kind of silly. And it just doesn't match Striker at all. So thankfully in Mortal Kombat 1, he reverts back to his classic outfit.
Infrared Scorpion, Mortal Kombat X. Now actually, hear me out for a sec. I actually like this attire, but that just might be because I'm a weirdo and I really like over-the-top stupid colors that look out of place in games. But again, we decided as a group, and this is why it is placed here. Scorpion has always looked amazing with his attires, most of them following his classic ninja look, the one we're all used to, the really cool one, just a different iteration of it. This attire, while following that ninja look, makes your eyes feel as if they were getting sunburned. We get that it's a homage to the Predator series, along with Predator himself being in Mortal Kombat X, but this costume is just really hard to look at. Let's be technical here for a sec. In a practical sense, the infrared attire doesn't seem well suited for the type of combat scenarios typically found in Mortal Kombat. The glowing components of the outfit could act as a beacon for opponents, making Scorpion an easier target. Even though he is on number 2 on this list, I think he would be very happy to see who is on number 1. Well, happy for him. Not good for us players. That thing sucks.
Sub-Zero, Alternate, Mortal Kombat Deception. What can be said that has not been said about this god-awful attire? Sub-Zero, one of the most iconic characters in the Mortal Kombat series, with his classic blue ninja outfit with the ice-themed design elements, is deeply ingrained in the series lore. The alternate attire in question deviates significantly from this established tradition, which can be jarring for longtime fans who expect a certain level of consistency in character design. The one thing that takes me aback with this attire is, of course, that god-awful ponytail. Sub-Zero is not known for having a ponytail or rat tail or whatever the hell you want to call it. This alternate attire in Mortal Kombat Deception could potentially lead to confusion among players, especially those who are less familiar with the series. If there were no health bars indicating the combatants' names, or if you saw him roaming around Conquest mode with Shujinko, you wouldn't even think that would be Sub-Zero. Well, let's just hope nothing happens to any other character like this ever again.